Is that the smart thing to do? Hello, and welcome back to another Rise of Empires I Survive video with me, Mr. Gill. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for all of your previous views, likes, comments, suggestions, and subscriptions, and all of that jazz. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to click the like and the subscribe and all of that stuff. It really helps me out, guys. And please feel free to share this video as you see fit across all social media platforms. What are they? Facebook and Twitter. I should get my Twitter back. Do I have a Twitter? I have a Twitter somewhere. I should look at my Twitter again. I've not looked at that in a long time. Welcome to Alpha Force Gill, possibly the best alliance name that ever existed in the history of alliance names. I will probably have this carved on my tombstone. Alpha Force Gill. I love it. It just feels so good. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about alliance technology, the alliance technology tree. More specifically, we're going to be talking about if you've just started a new alliance, say you're doing like I'm doing right now, you're creating a little farm alliance for some of your little farms. Maybe you've been put in charge of creating a farm alliance for one of your main alliances. Maybe you're just starting out and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but you've started an alliance anyway and you don't know what to do. We're going to be talking about which technology you should be focused on in order to achieve, listen carefully, in order to achieve maximum population for your alliance. Okay, so this was something they changed a couple of months back, years back, maybe started last year sometime. It used to be you started an alliance and you automatically had 100 members available to be in that alliance. That was the maximum amount of limit. These days it starts with only 50, and what you have to do is increase your alliance technology value, which is here, and that will then give you 5 people per value. So if you get 80 technology value, you can have an extra 5 people. All the way up to 1200 technology value will allow you to have 100 members, which is the maximum amount of members that any alliance in the entire game can have. Somebody messaged me the other day and they were like, my friend said there's an alliance with 110 in it. How do I do that? There is not an alliance with 110 people in it. That person is not your friend. They are lying to you. It is an absolute bollocks. This is what's important, because if you are building an alliance, it is really important to have the maximum amount of members in it so that you can find the most active players. You know, out of every 100 players, maybe 40 to 50 are going to be active. And what you basically do over time is you filter out the inactive, bring in more active, until you've got 100 fully active players. So it's really important that you get to this 100 openness as fast as you possibly can. It's also a little bit like an advertisement to other alliances that you're doing well. If you've got 100 slots available, people are like, well, they've been researching smart, they've been doing it good. So what do we have to do in order to get to 100 as fast as we possibly can? We need to be genius people, using our brains and our pens and our calculators. Yeah. So each alliance tech will give you an alliance technology value. Okay, and you can find those things here. So when we get to this one, resource protection, to level 1, we will receive an 80 points of technology value. Okay, so now if we pop back to there where we were before, we can see that we needed for the first level 80 points. Fantastic. So getting to level 1 on resource protection will open up another 5 spaces in our alliance population limit. Brilliant. That's good to hear. Now, what about alliance skill? Does this do the same thing? Yes, it does. This will also give you an increase of 80 technology value. Brilliant. And you can see that they do this all the way through. So for this whole research, Alliance Guild 1, and for Resource Protection 1, they offer 80 technology value for every single point, all the way up to level 10, which is 800 points in total. How many points do we need in total? We need 1200 points in total. Fantastic. So, I feel like Bill Nye the Science Guy. So, we need 1200 points. These are going to give us 800 each, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they are. They're going to give it 800 each. So, a combination of these two, getting, 5 in here and 5 in here, is going to give us 800 points. That's still not enough. We're going to need 1200 points, so we need to do, 7 in each. No. Why did I not do that one calculation? That was the one calculation I should have done. I didn't do that. And I'm not going to do maths in my head, because that never works on YouTube. Divided by 80, 15. So we would need to do 7 levels in this one and 8 levels in this one in order to achieve 15 levels. That would give us the required 1200 Alliance Technology value points in order to maximize our alliance population to 100. Is that the smart thing to do? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm going to say no. And why am I going to say no? Because if we pop into the combat section, we can see here in overall management that this gives us 120 points. That's a full 40 points more, which is 50% more points. That was smart. That was quick math. Quick math in my head. 50% more points we get for studying overall management. Now you say, wait a second, Mr. Gill. Wait a second, Mr. Gill. Hold up. Back up. Just calm down. Stop. Mr. Gill, please calm down. You say, what about it must cost more? And it doesn't. This is 3,000 foodie points. And how much is this? This is 3,000 foodie points. Okay, interesting. So by studying this, we're going to get an extra 50% of our alliance technology value. So how many of these would we need in order to achieve our 1,200 points? Well, that would be 10 times, that would be 1,200. 10 of these levels, 120 points, would get us to our 1,200. So just by studying overall management, we can get there. By leveling it up to level 10, we can get to our maximum alliance population without doing anything else. Right. Sounds interesting. Sounds smart. Let's do overall management. That's all we're going to do. Fantastic. We win. Game over. No. Stop. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm a bit excited. I think it's the coffee. 1 second. I don't know what that noise was. No. So, now we get to the tricky bit. Okay? So, the smart thing to do would be to study 10 levels of overall management. That's going to get us to alliance population with the smallest amount of level stuff. However, what happens is that these things, once you increase the level, they're going to cost more and they're going to be harder. So, the next level is going to be 200,000 points. Where is it? Level 1 is 50,000. 100,000, 150,000, yeah, you're going to have to increase the amount of resources having to be pumped into here is going to increase every single time. That was actually the wrong thing I was looking at. Not looking at that attributes. That's not the right thing. However, this does increase. Now, what I can't tell you is exactly how much. Unfortunately, I don't have access to another alliance, and I have messaged a few people, but they haven't messaged me back yet. But I'm sure somebody down below can tell me what is the next level. You know, how much points do we need how much resources do we need to pump into here in order to get to level 1 to 2? So that becomes a factor. Okay, so then what if we assume, and we don't need to know exactly how many resources have to be pumped in for higher levels, all we need to know is that every level increases the amount of resources, so that increases the amount of cost of going up another level. So what we want to do is achieve the highest alliance technology values, for the lowest amount of resources. We do that by upgrading the lowest amount of levels. So we want to keep these levels as low as possible. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So what is the mix then of doing this? In the matter of view, this is going to get more expensive. This definitely gets more expensive faster, okay? Because it does have the extra benefit of 120. It definitely gets more expensive faster. These guys, there's 2 of these, okay? So in my view, and this is just my kind of sum, in order to achieve the quickest 1,200 alliance technology points, which maximizes your alliance population as fast as possible, this is what I suggest. Okay? Now, these are rough calculations. People are going to say down below, no, you're wrong, and they're going to tell me that you're stupid, and they're going to say you're an idiot. They're going to say, I don't like you. They're going to say, cut your hair. They're going to say, get a shave. They're going to say, get a real job. And I'm going to say, meh. But I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying this is my opinion. If you have another opinion, let me know down below. We can talk about it. We can argue about it. And if I'm completely and utterly wrong, we can make a new video about it where I will say, I'm an idiot, and Mr. So-and-so down in the chat is a smarter person than me, and / human genius. Are we ready? My opinion is, in order to achieve the maximum amount of points for the lowest amount of resources and time, you should do 3 levels of resource protection. Oh wait, one thing. I'm also looking at what the benefits are. Okay, so I want to look at what are we getting for these levels. Okay, and the most useless one is this alliance guild. Increase alliance member building speed by 0.5%. I know it sounds nice, but it's really not that important at the start. It's far more important to have resource protection, and it's far more important to be able to gather faster, okay? Because right at the start, your boys are going to be gathering a lot more than they would normally. There's also the gathering events, which is important when Clash of Provinces start. but also because this gives you better points. Yeah, this also opens up down here the combat buffs, which are fantastic. So this is an important one, I think, overall management, because it opens up combat buffs. This one, Alliance Guild, is probably the most useless. It should be done, but should be done later. And this one is probably the most important. So in my view, you should do 3 levels of resource protection. So 3 levels of this one, which is going to get you 240 points. You should do 2 levels of Alliance Guild, which is going to get you 160 points. Okay, so now we're sitting on 400 points, and we need to get to 1200. You should that's not a word. You should then do 5 levels of overall management. Why are we going to do 5 levels of overall management? Well, A, it's going to give us 600 points, and now we're sitting on 1,000 points. B, it opens up these 2 babies. Reasonable distribution, which is a great one, which reduces troop upkeep, which is very important for maximizing wood and food potential overall. It opens up these guys, which give you 100 points. Bamity bam, 100 points there. This one over here, Unified Command, which does faster routing, which I like as well, gives you 100 points. That is, if we do 1 level of each of these, that's going to give us our magic 1200 points. Why would we not come over here and do this one? Ooh, it gives us 200 points. That's pretty good. Why do we not do this one? Because then we would be spending too much time on this one, basically. It's because this one gives us 120 versus this one gives us 80. This one, while good, and there is a calculation that could, maybe say this is slightly better way, I do think going 3 levels of resource protection, 2 levels of Alliance Guild, 5 levels of overall management, 1 level of reasonable distribution, 1 level of unified command will give you, and is the fastest, most efficient way to get to your 1200 required Alliance technology value points, which will then increase your Alliance population limit. This thing here. That's my view, and I'm sticking to it. I've done some sums, and I think that is the right way. Now, as I said, there's a couple of caveats there. One of them is that I do not know exactly the increase in resources that increasing a level does. So going to level 2 of resource protection, what is the difference in resource input that you have to do? I know it's some, but I don't know exactly. So that could change things slightly. However, what we want to do is we want to get to the 1200 as fast as possible because we don't need more points than that necessarily. We do need points than that so we can level the Alliance up, but we don't need more points than that immediately, if you know what I mean. So I just want to get to the 1200 flat. I don't want to get to 1400. I want to get to the 1200 flat as fast as I can. So that's my point of view. If you have another point of view, let me know down below. Please click the like button, guys. Subscribe if you can. This took me a little while to work out. And this is the sort of stuff that I like to do, really like to do. And I like to talk about this stuff. I know it sounds very boring and kind of, very anal retentive, but I really like working this stuff out. And this is one of the reasons I started playing this game in the first place, was to kind of do this sort of stuff. And also one of the reasons why I'm playing Guns of Glory now. You should really check it out. There's a lot more of the mathematics and stuff, efficiency in there. And I'm not very good at math. So, I use a pen and a calculator. I'm very bad at it, but I think I can kind of work stuff out. So if you enjoyed that, please, as I said, like, subscribe, share it with anybody you absolutely love. Send me a message if you want, comment down below. Do all of that jazz and catch me again in the next video. Thank you so much. Have some cheese. Be good. Bye.